Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be trying to give you some more tips and advice on how to improve. Now, I've picked these up over the past year or so. I've picked them up by looking at other people online. I've also had coaching sessions, and I know if I do everything that I'm about to share, I will play very well. The problem I have, there's so many little details I'm thinking about, I've yet to continuously piece it all together. Now, I have done back-to-back 15 dart legs before. I've even had a 13 dart leg. So I can do it, but I cannot do it consistently enough. And for that reason, most of the time I'm around the 50 average. But hopefully there's something in here that can help you take that game of yours to the next level. So without that, let's get going. Okay, so I have 5 things that I feel could help you. And I know when I do them all correct, they do help me. So let's start with number 1, and that is the stance. This is very important because if you have a strong foundation, you're going to be more consistent in your throw. Now, you may see some players who don't move, they stay perfectly straight. That is how you should be. If you've ever seen someone like Richie Burnett throw, he's just a mad character to watch when he's throwing because his limbs go everywhere sometimes. He's very entertaining to watch, but he makes it work for him. But it is very unorthodox to see that. So let me show you my stance and just demonstrate 1 or 2 minor things I've changed. So I stand with my feet square to the oki running across it. My back foot, if I have it in line, I'm like this, okay? But I have to turn it a little bit, my back foot, so it comes around. It opens my body up a tiny bit, and it helps me to be more straighter. These are not very good darts. Okay, that'll do. But they're all in that corridor where you want them to be. Now, I have seen some very strange stances, and this is normally people who've never seen anyone throw a dart. They'll just point both of their feet at the board, chest full on, and then they'll just throw like this. Now, it might work for you, but I find it puts incredible strain on my elbow, my hip, and my knees. I don't think you could sustain that for very long. So the first piece of advice I would give you is make sure you have a strong foundation. That could be both feet planted firmly on the floor, or it could be you just get your back foot and you angle it up a little bit and come on your toes. You can fine tune that yourself at a later date. So that's point number 1. Point number 2. Now, this is in the logo for my YouTube channel, and it says aim, draw, fire. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's as simple as this. It means aim, draw, fire. Now, that was something Phil Taylor used to do, straight to the point darts. Daniel, he will do that with you because it gives you a routine to do. Now, I will show you mine. It's a bit different because I use words to try and help me. And when things are going very bad, I will fall back onto this. So the way I do mine is I'll take my position, I will aim, but then I have to say in my head, long draw. Because I know when I have a longer draw, my movement of my arm is much smoother. And then C is fire. So you've got your aim, long draw, fire. Aim, long draw, fire. Aim. You can see Stephen Bunting's string is not helping me. An additional thing that you should do with the ABC is don't rush to pick up your darts. Don't do this. Don't be moving your arm down before that dart hit the board. What you should be doing, and again, when I'm on song, everything is like this. A, long draw. Hold your hand there for a tiny amount of time. Could be a split second, because you're giving the dart and your hand chance to part ways. If you're moving your hand down before it's even left, you're going to drag the dart, and you don't want to do that. So that's number 2 for you. Now I'm going to expand on a point I just previously made, and it is holding your hand at the end of your throw. Now, if any of you have played golf, I used to play golf a long time ago, your follow through motion is very important, because if you follow through, chances are it will be better. So what you should do is, I've got the string on the board from the game I did with bunting earlier in the week. Bring your dart up through the string and make sure everything goes down the string, because you follow through, you hold it. That's not as good. But you could probably see there on darts 2 and 3, my wrist was slightly more bent to the side, and that's because I just didn't follow the path of the string. So focus on your follow through, because it will improve your game. For me, my darts, they spray less about. Again, it's when I get it right. It's one of these small details which have a big impact, because if you think, if your release is off a tiny bit, it magnifies over a greater field by the time it hits the board. So you need to start cutting down those errors there. I know I need to. So again, that's number 3. Number 4. Now, this is something which is common with dart and golf. It's head movement. Now, if you've ever played golf or you've seen people play it and hit a shot badly, what they will tend to do is they will lift their head up as they're going back, but then as they're going through, their head is already ahead of the body. It's not one thing. So darts, again, it does something like that. It's going to be very difficult for me to show you what I mean, because it's taken me a long time to get this out of my game. But let's exaggerate a little bit. You may get some people who, they'll get into position, they'll look down at the darts. As soon as you look down, your shoulders have changed position, okay? So you've then got to find it. So, okay, that's a bad dart. But then you're looking down, you're fumbling, you're finding your darts, you're going back at it. Same again. What you want to be doing is you want to be keeping your head as still as you can. If you've got a good foundation, your legs and your hips won't move. Sometimes I don't, I will wobble a bit. Now, that's why I'm tinkering with how I stand. But if you're stable and your head isn't moving, the only thing that should be moving should be your arm. And that's not a bad demonstration. I'll have that one. So that is point number 4. Now, point number 5 is something you may not realize, and it's to do with your grip, and it's not necessarily where you hold the dart. It's to do with how tight you hold your dart. Now, I've seen people get it and they are literally choking it like they're on a white knuckle ride. Have you ever thrown a dart when you hold it as tight as you can? It's not comfortable, not from the point of view on your arm, but you feel like you're going to snap the dart in 3 different places, and inevitably you snatch it. What you should be doing, and this is some advice Daniel gave me from Straight to the Point, just imagine you've got a ping pong ball and you're pinging it at the wall, but then it's bouncing back and you're catching it. It's a ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. You're getting your grip lighter. You also want your dart to be as light as possible in your hand. The problem I have, I use 2 fingers, okay? My middle finger, if I put too much pressure on it, I will go in a 5. That is something me and him are slowly working on and getting out of my game. But when I get it right, okay, that's not right, is it? But that's a bit better. That'll do. When I get it right, again, everything feels smooth. So try and hold your dart as loosely as you can in your grip without it falling through, because then it will start to go better. I know, again, when I get it right, everything is good. As a bonus one, so number 6, this is how you say 6 in China, believe it or not. It's become a habit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's weird. But it's your release. So I was on a Facebook group chat the other day and somebody was saying, why do I get a high dart? And when you get a high dart, it means you've released your dart too early. So it's going to loop. It changes the trajectory. If you release too late, your dart will be going lower. So I'll see if I can demonstrate this. Now, it might not go very well. So normally I'll release there, okay? That was a late one. But if I release early, it loops a bit more. If I release late, you drag the dart down. So I'm gonna see if I can do 3 more high. Because I won't lie, that one actually felt nice. It's like I'm learning something while doing this with you. Okay, so that was very early. That was early again. That was a bit bare, but not the same. So there's some small details that I think you should look out for. Again, I am not a coach. I cannot emphasize that enough for you. I can't coach people. As you can see, my game is not anywhere in that position where I could coach people. The only thing I can offer you is advice I've seen online, advice that I've used, and advice I've been given. And if you can piece all of that together, I'm sure your game will go to the next level. If you want to see additional videos for this, I really recommend you go over to Straight to the Point Darts YouTube channel. Daniel has a masterclass on there where he breaks down many of the things I've talked about, which will help you improve your game. After all, that is actually where I started in the summer of 2023. I came across his channel by chance and it really helped me. And then we've been having regular coaching sessions since then. So if he can help me, I'm sure he can help you. So let's end there today. And remember, as always, to throw first.